Welcome to TechSend, and also welcome to the beginning of my Python tutorial series for beginners. In the last video, we covered what is Python, what is it used for, the history of Python, and should you learn Python. But if you want to learn Python, we need to write a code. Where exactly? Well, let's try on a random text editor like Notepad. Alright, we are on Notepad and let's write some code. And because it is a beginner's tutorial, I'm not gonna write something fancy. Instead, I'm gonna go with 1 plus 1. But nothing is happening. That's because we need to run our code. And how do we exactly run our code? We need a Python interpreter, which is responsible to run our code. But first, let's check if we already have Python on the PC. To do that, let's press the Windows key and type Python. As you can see, I already have Python on my machine, but I'll assume that you don't have Python on yours. So let's go to Google and download Python. Let's write Python and search. This is the official website of Python. You can find the link in the description to this website. Alright, let's press on it. As you can see, this is the official website of Python. And here on the download button, let's press it to download the latest version of Python. Of course, in the future, newer versions will appear. But today, the version available for me is 3.10.4. So let's press on that button. And let's wait to Python to download. Okay, Python has been installed. Let's open it. I already have Python on my machine, so I'll get those three options. But you will get the install option, so just press install and wait for it to install. Okay, now we have Python on our machine. Let's press the Windows key and type Python. Alright, this here is the Python setup, while this is the Python IDLE. We'll be using this in further tutorials. Now let's press on the Python setup. You'll get this screen. It is called a prompt. And so let's try some basic calculation like 1 plus 1. Do you think it will work? Oh, it worked. We got 2. Okay, we just downloaded a Python interpreter, but in the future, you will be working on complex projects like building a game, a desktop application, or something big, okay? You'll be needing something called an IDE, or Integrated Development Environment, when you can write, run, and debug your code. There's a lot of IDEs out there, but I'll give you 3 options and they will appear on the screen right now. We have PyCharm and VS Code, which in my opinion are very powerful. And PyCharm is actually very famous. And there is Thonny, not powerful as VS Code and PyCharm, but it is easy to use. Most of the time, I use PyCharm and Thonny because I prefer them actually. But for you, it is all about what you like. And I'll tell you how to download the 3 of them. And I'll put the links of their website down in the description. To download PyCharm, just write on your search bar PyCharm. And this is the official website where you can download PyCharm. So let's press on that. Alright, this is the website where you can download PyCharm. Of course, let's press on the download button. As you can see, we have the community version and the professional version, which is not free. So we will be downloading the community version. So let's press on download. Once you've installed Python and select the theme that you want, you should obtain something like this. So let's create a project and I'll name it project and press enter. And this is PyCharm. Now you have it. Let's go and download VS Code. To download VS Code, let's go to the search bar and type VS Code. Press on the first website that will appear in front of you, or go down to the description and press the link that will take you to this website. Then press on the arrow button, select your OS, hit download. Once you've installed VS Code, this should appear in front of you. You can create a new file, open a file, or open a folder. I'm just gonna go with create a new file, and it's going to be a Python file. Okay, this is where we could write our Python code. But first, we need to go to the marketplace and download a Python extension. So let's write on the search bar Python, hit enter, press on Python right here. It should be verified by Microsoft, and instead of getting the uninstall button, you'll get the install button, so make sure to press on that. Okay, now we can write our Python code, but first let's save our file, write python.py. Okay, I'm just gonna write a basic function that will print 1 plus 1, and let's run our Python code. And yep, we got 2. Right now, let's go and download Thonny. To download Thonny, let's go to the search bar and type Thonny. Press on that website and hit download. Once you've installed Thonny, this should appear in front of you. Here we could write our Python code. But first, let's save this file and name it anything, python2.py, let's say, and let me print 1 plus 1. Okay, and run the code. We got 2. Alright, this is Thonny. It's not complex as PyCharm and VS Code, but it's for beginners and it's actually very good. Alright, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you got some value from it, and make sure to subscribe to join me in this Python course. Alright, this is Texan. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.